Hello there, you're watching NDTV. I'm Maha Siddiqui. The Karnataka elections have been won decisively by the Congress party, but now the big question, who will be the chief minister? The Congress party is meeting right now, but it's unlikely they'll pick a CM today. As per sources, the deputy chief minister could be decided in today's meeting. Now, DK Shivakumar, as we're being told, has arrived for that meeting, and those are live pictures that are coming in at the moment as the party meets to decide on very critical issues now. Now, this probably the fact that it's going to be a difficult task for the Congress party to choose between DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah is as the party has these two contenders vying for the position. The two leaders who work together despite differences to ensure a victory, and both having made their ambitions known as well. Now that the big electoral battle is won, their supporters are again rooting for the two separately by way of a poster war. And that brings us to the critical question. Who will prevail, and will this then act as a template for the party for Rajasthan as well? Let me first go across to Sunil Prabhu, who's joining us live with more details. Sunil, I understand that DK Shivakumar has arrived for the meeting. What are the other MLAs saying at this juncture? Do they expect a decision on the CM soon enough?
Well, I just spoke to Mr. Randeep Singh Surjewala, who's the General Secretary in charge of Karnataka, who will be steering this entire process along with the observers as well as the AICC in charge of the General Secretary. And two important points that the oath-taking ceremony will take place on the 18th. Mr. Gandhis as well as Karge will be present. The invitation to all national as well as like-minded opposition parties to be present will be sent, requesting them to be there. The final contours of the entire leadership as well as the cabinet is expected in a day or two. So that's something that is there. Siddaramaiah, as I've been saying, is the clear front runner, but not without Mr. DK Shivakumar, who is still wanting to be chief minister and is not giving up without a fight. So that's the backdrop of what we are having, the national picture. The Congress is going to use this as an occasion for Mr. Karge as well as Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi to be present, to request all like-minded political parties to please come and participate in the swearing-in ceremony. It's a victory for an occasion for opposition unity, and then take it forward in terms of the chief minister. Mr. Karge is present, going to consult Rahul Gandhi as well as on the telephone with Sonia Gandhi. He's expected back later tonight or tomorrow, and it's in that process that they will, after they ascertain the views of each and every MLA and look at the numbers and permutations and combinations, will they work out who will be the next chief minister.
Across to Shrija, who's also joining us with the very latest from Bengaluru. I want to ask you one more question. If May 18 has been decided as the day for the swearing in, then is it likely that the Congress High Command, the top brass, has already made up its mind as to who should be chief minister? Sunil?
Well, of course, that is it is really given. It is understood that they will have to work. It's still not yet decided, but they will ascertain the views. They have time on their hands. There is a process, and so they will be able to complete that entire process with that.
All right, let me go across to Shrija as well, who's joining us with more details. Shrija, when you've spoken to some of the MLAs, what is the sense that you're getting? Because clearly there are two big contenders vying for the post of the chief minister. Is it likely to be a difficult task for the Congress?
Well, firstly, of course, let me establish where I'm reporting from. This is DK Shivakumar, Congress Chief, Karnataka Congress Chief's residence. He has not left his residence just yet. Yes, of course, the CLP meeting was supposed to start at 6 p.m., but there is a delay, and we see that there are several people. In fact, MLA, you also have Mr. Ramlinga Reddy, who's come over here to, of course, thank Mr. DK Shivakumar, in a way also congratulate him. So would you like to say, how many MLAs are with Mr. DK Shivakumar or Siddaramaiah for that matter?
Not Shivakumar or Siddaramaiah. Everybody in Congress.
Okay, but you have to choose a chief minister, or you can have only one chief minister.
See, some people will tell for Siddaramaiah, some people will tell for DK Shivakumar. Some people will tell for both. Some people will tell for they will leave it to High Command. Finally, High Command will take a decision.
Your democratic process says that, the MLAs should vote, right? Whichever the chief minister is the candidate. And then after that, it will be the High Command. So in this case, how many would be in support of DK? How many would be in support?
I don't know the number. But since 99, from SM Krishna period, High Command will take opinion of MLAs.
Correct.
MLAs. Then after that, now AICC president is Mr. Karge. He will talk to Sonia ji, Rahul ji and other in-charge ministers of Karnataka.
Right.
They will take a decision. There is no dispute. Only finally one will have to be the chief minister.
Yes, only one can be the chief minister.
One can be the chief minister.
So what is the sense within the party?
No strength, nothing. There is no showing strength or chief minister Siddaramaiah or DK Shivakumar. Both are equal, both are same.
I hope you know that Mr. Praveen Sood has been made the CBI director right now, and would that, if DK Shivakumar is selected as the chief minister, would that go against the Congress party? Would there be more CBI raids? Do you all fear that?
No, I don't know all those things. You
Okay.
talk to Shivakumar.
All right. Well, thank you. That was Ramalinga Reddy, the MLA who's been elected. And of course, he is not in a position to actually clarify how many, leaders are with DK Shivakumar, or even for that matter with Siddaramaiah, because this is something which, of course, Mr. Siddaramaiah had very categorically said in an interview to NDTV that there is a democratic process that need to be followed. First, of course, the MLAs will vote and choose who they want the chief minister to be, and then it is the final decision lies with the party high command. So again, there is not really much clarity. There are sources within the Congress saying that the maximum support has been especially for Mr. Siddaramaiah. Yes, Siddaramaiah has been a chief minister once before. He's been an administrator, and he's known in terms of how exactly administration happens in the state. But as far as DK Shivakumar is concerned, he's always been seen as the muscle man of the Congress. So will it be going to the administrator? Will it be going to the muscle man of the Congress? Now that we will know in a short while. But however, we also understand from the interview to Mr. Sunil Prabhu from Venugopal, he did go on to say that the candidate will not be decided today.
That's right. That's what KC Venugopal in fact told Sunil Prabhu a short while back. A quick correction here. The pictures that we saw initially of DK Shivakumar were of his arrival at his residence. And let me now quickly introduce Executive Editor BQ Prime, Veera Raghav, as well. Veera, how do you see this entire process play out now? One of the MLAs, one of the leaders of the Congress there said that the views of the MLAs are also going to be taken on board. But will the decision ultimately be made in Delhi?
I think it's going to be part there, part at Bangalore. Look, there are two kinds of MLAs here, Maha. One are the firm loyalists of a particular candidate. And then I think the question that the party high command will have to answer is who is easier to contain if you're denied the post. Now, then there are party loyalist MLAs who will abide by whatever the high command says. That's pretty much how the Congress party works, right? Now, ultimately, yes, all the MLAs' views will be taken, but I think the party high command will also share its view, and those MLAs who are with the party high command would just say that whatever the high command decides, we'll abide by it. So pretty much that's how the decision is likely to be taken. Given that Siddaramaiah has an experience, and given that he is considered someone who may not have the high command's influence over Siddaramaiah is much less than its influence over DK Shivakumar, and some observers would argue, and that could tip the scales in his favor, is what one is hearing. But of course, it can be anybody's game until the end of this is over. So I think that's how it's going to play out. You're going to take the views of the MLAs, and of course, there will be a large section of MLAs who will just say, leave the decision to the party high command, and whichever side the party high command wants to take over. This is truly, I think there is a sense that it has to be a democratic process to make sure that the wishes of the majority of MLA is not disconsidered or not considered by the party high command. So I think that's how they're going to go through this process. They're going to be very careful because it's a huge victory, Maha. 130 plus seats that the Congress has got is a massive victory. The first time since 1989, after 1989, that they've got these kind of numbers. And they don't want to squander it in some internal rebellion between two factions.
Absolutely. Let's also quickly introduce our other guests who are joining us on the show. Dhruv Jati, spokesperson of Karnataka Congress, Asad Abbas, political analyst, Maya Sharma, senior journalist, and Bhaskar Ghosh, leader of the BJP. Dhruv Jati, coming first to you. You think it will be possible for the Congress to take a decision without upsetting the apple cart?
It's not about upsetting the apple cart. See, the people are best represented by the legislators because they've been elected. Hence, they become the primary stakeholders in order to make this decision. And the fact that we're having a CLP in less than 24 hours since the result has been announced is a step forward, showing how committed the Congress party is towards the development of Karnataka. So, keeping all of these factors in mind, taking into consensus what the legislators say today, and of course, they will have a difference of viewpoints, and the party, in fact, will be able to gauge as to what the legislators are saying. So that's something that we have to look forward to. I think speculations is something that we have to keep aside at this point of time. As of now, it's the CLP meeting that's taking place, and the developments that happen post that is what we should be looking forward to.
Maya, both these men acted maturely. They buried their differences just in the run-up to the polls and ensured this massive victory, as Veera Raghav pointed out, which the Congress party has got, giving it a big boost ahead of 2024 also. How do you see now the Congress party being able to satisfy both these men in terms of giving them their due?
Well, of course, it is a tricky issue for the Congress because both men have fought the election. They managed to fight it together as well, especially towards the end of the campaign, coming forward very visibly in many photo ops, in many opportunities, holding hands literally and showing that they were together. And it will be a matter of concern for the Congress to make sure that neither of them is really displeased with what happens next. Siddaramaiah, of course, has a huge mass appeal. He has been chief minister before. He is the senior man. He's also said it is his last election. So that may go in his favor in the sense people might think, let's give him a chance, let's give him the final chance of, and then DK Shivakumar, being the younger man, may have a chance later on to become chief minister. DK Shivakumar, on the other hand, has made some very clear claims to the position. He's talked about the work he's done. He's talked about how people helped him and helped him deliver the state as promised to Sonia Gandhi. He's making it very clear that he is the one who he feels has led the party. So it is a tricky balancing act, but possibly it should be decided peacefully. I think the victory margin for the Congress this time was something so huge, they would not want to mess up the optics now at this stage. It should be a peaceful process.
Veera Raghav, you were saying that the scales could perhaps tip in favor of Siddaramaiah, but as Maya is pointing out, that emotional appeal also that DK Shivakumar made yesterday, he broke down in front of the cameras talking about the time he was in jail, how he promised that he will deliver, and he has. Do those emotional appeals work as well?
Well, emotion works, but not in hard political calculation. Ultimately, parties will go on the basis of political calculation now. Emotion may have worked before in an election, but yes, I think the big plus factor for DK Shivakumar is his sense of being a party loyalist. He's often been, declared himself very categorically party loyalist, somebody who has been with the party since 1989, an undefeated MLA. Money, power, the ability, possibly the alliance, the support of the JDS in some way and his caste group. Those are his positives, but then they also could be negative. The negatives could be the cases that are there against him in terms of IT and Enforcement Directorate. Then the fact that if you're from one caste group, you can alienate the other caste groups. As far as Siddaramaiah is concerned, as Maya rightly pointed out, he's considered the tallest mass leader of the party. A chief minister who served 5 years, so becomes easier for others in the party to accept in terms of senior MLAs. But Siddaramaiah's disadvantage is that he has alienated the party's old guard and is also not someone who will be under the control of the party high command. Once he gets the mandate, he's a man, he's his own man ultimately. And his loyalists, again, are just extremely close to him as well. So that's the control of the High Command on Siddaramaiah will be much lesser than what it would have over DK Shivakumar. So these are the factors that go ahead. But I think ultimately the party also looks at 2024 in a sense. The sense that most people get is that it will have to look at making sure that it can carry this rainbow caste coalition that it has till the 2024 election. So it's a tough choice to make, but I'm sure that they've got some kind of categorical clarity on it if they've already announced that, if they've already said that by 18th they will be swearing in a chief minister.
Yes, absolutely. At least, that's the sense one gets because the date has been decided. So is there clarity that the top brass has on who's going to be chief minister? I'll go across to our other two panelists as well. But before that, let's get a quick sense of what's happening on the ground. Shrija is back with us from outside DK Shivakumar's residence. Shrija, is he leaving soon for that meeting?
Well, unlikely because, we are already looking at a delay of nearly 15 minutes. He should have ideally left at least about 5:45 or so. The CLP meeting was scheduled to start at around 6 p.m. but there is a delay. We're already looking at where DK Shivakumar is at inside of his residence. You have several of the supporters who've come in here. You have also some of the MLAs who've come to meet him. What we're hearing from our sources within, the Congress here is that it could also, before he heads to that CLP meet, maybe he's trying to also gather a few information, in fact, from some of the MLAs to understand, how many of them are actually supporting him. So he clearly needs a heads up about that. One, that is something. And secondly, of course, we are also talking about where in terms of choosing a chief minister, which even Siddaramaiah had highlighted very well before, saying there is a democratic process of selecting the chief minister from the Congress. And that, of course, which we understand is where the MLAs, at least about 136 of them have been elected from the Congress. And those are the ones who will be especially, choosing voting who should their chief minister be. So some of them sources within the Congress party are also trying to say that, especially where they're trying to Siddaramaiah has tried to shore up at least a little more than DK Shivakumar, but again things we don't know last minute how things would change, because you have both of these two top heavyweights of the Congress trying to shore up more supporters. But again, who will the High Command choose, or rather who will the the MLAs choose? That we have to wait and watch. But again, today we are not going to know who really is going to be the chief minister of the state yet. But of course, like Veera did point out, the chief minister will be appointed on the 18th of this very month.
Right. Continuing to talk about DK Shivakumar, Bhaskar Ghosh, do you believe that the fact that DK Shivakumar went to jail, there was allegation that this is political vendetta on part of the BJP, has that worked in his favor, making him a bigger leader than perhaps the BJP, on the other hand, would have wanted?
I think exactly. I am not allowed officially to comment on that, but as a citizen, as a countryman, I can always say that we have seen what is happening in Goa, we have seen what has happened in Maharashtra, and we have seen what is happening in Madhya Pradesh. And now we are seeing DK Shivakumar is using the word that I have sacrificed for the party, quote unquote. Yesterday he was almost sobbing, weeping, and today he said, I am sacrificed for the party. Now whether party sacrifices him or he sacrifices party is a big question to be answered. But obviously I totally support, endorse your views that a person who is tainted 104 days in jail and he was in CBI and ED accused person, he should come up very clean hands. And because the Congress this time has always chanted this mantra that we are against any kind of corruptions, we are any kind of the corruptive activities. And there, if a person like DK Shivakumar, who is already charged of corruption and PMLA, money laundering, corruptions and financial irregularities and other offences, how this DK Shivakumar's name is cropping up as a contender, this is exactly what I wonder. How it is he should name
but
not
all
along
they've called it witch hunt, political vendetta, haven't they, Sayyid Abbas?
I have
Absolutely,
till, if it is a
absolutely. It has
political
been that
vendetta,
case,
then how the
Mr. Ghosh, if you allow me,
just
I
one
heard you.
second, how the
I heard
judiciary
you,
is
my
kept
Okay,
friend.
104
Mr.
days.
Ghosh,
Would I please-
let Syed Asad Abbas respond to that question was
Thank you.
directed at him. Yes, go ahead.
Yes.
Sure.
Very, very quickly. Undoubtedly, it was vendetta, and he did mention that the High Command, Sonia Gandhi ji, did indeed come to meet him in the jail. So, nevertheless, I agree with a couple of points Mr. Veera Raghav made. Firstly, you can fool the public with emotions, but not hardcore politics, because that is weighed in on a different scale. Now, as a Kannadiga, as a person, as a youth of Karnataka, let me present a few interesting points. During the Bharat Jodo Yatra, to the left we saw DK Shivakumar, to the right of Rahul Gandhi was Siddaramaiah. So he asked both of them to tell each other's one strength. So what did DK Shivakumar say about Siddaramaiah? He protects his followers. To which Siddaramaiah told that he is a good organizational man. Now, another point made by Veera Raghava, let me ascertain that. The fact to become the Chief Minister of Karnataka, staunch loyalist is the way to go, which is backed upon by Siddaramaiah. Underline it and let me break it to you much before anybody. Siddaramaiah will be the next Chief Minister of 2018. And I will tell you why in my next point. Mahaji, if you see Kittur Karnataka, Kalyana Karnataka, the Bombay Karnataka, Hyderabad Karnataka, this man enjoys a large popularity. Legislators get the votes. And who gets the CM? It is the legislators which equals the votes. So therefore, undoubtedly, DK Shivakumar is a troubleshooter.
Let's ask the Congress spokesperson here. Dhruv Jati, do you agree with that analysis of Syed Asad Abbas? That the loyalists will win?
The fact of the matter, when it comes to leadership,
let him respond, Syed Asad Abbas. Let Dhruv Jati respond. I'll come back to you. We have ample time. I'll come back to you.
10 seconds, I'm done. 10 seconds, I'm done. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
The fact of the matter, Siddaramaiah was the only Chief Minister after Devraj Urs to complete a 5-year term. Also, he's non-tainted. Now, party high command also has to bend down to a Siddaramaiah. Why? Ashok Gehlot does not really care, because party high command has lost its importance. Today, the local leader, the Karnataka leader is what matters, and that is why, Mahaji, I submit and admit to you, underline it, my friends of Congress, Siddaramaiah is the next chief.
But is only the regional satraps important, or did the Bharat Jodo Yatra, as the Congress says, played a part? The vote share will tell us more details. I'll go across to Veera Raghav, but before that, very quickly, Dhruv Jati, is the loyalist likely to win?
See, it's not as simple as how Mr. Abbas says it. I mean, you have about 136 legislators who are going to sit and make that decision. But a quick response to Mr. Ghosh. Mr. Ghosh is coming from a party in which, the Prime Minister had to come and babysit in the state. That was the true reality. You had Modi who had to come in fact, campaign. So he has no say in speaking about a leader like Mr. DK Shivakumar, who went on the grassroots and built the party from the most cornerstone villages of Karnataka, when they don't even have a state leadership present in the state, right? So now coming back to your question. See, you have to understand that it's 136 people. That is a number that's going to be primarily important. And this meeting at about that's going to take place close to about 7 p.m. is going to give you a good understanding of the speculations that we have around. I think declaring the CM as to what Abbas is doing right now is not right. It's not ethical at this point of time. A lot of important decisions depend on the Chief Minister. So let's wait. Let's understand how this turns out. And the Bharatiya Janata Party, meanwhile,
okay, now I'll go.
We will see a recast of Punjab in that.
On all of you, Veera Raghav, break down the kind of vote share that we've seen, and does it then give us a sense of what were the reasons for the Congress Party improving its performance this time around to an extent that it's the best performance in over 3 decades?
That's right, Maha. Before that, just to add one point in terms of loyalists. In 2013, if this same question came up after the Congress victory, Congress about 124 seats at that time, the same question came up on, is it going to be Siddaramaiah, is it going to be somebody else? At that time, the choice was very clear. It was going to be Siddaramaiah, because at that time, when he came into the Congress party, and was leader of opposition of the Congress party and led it to victory. He moved from Janata Dal secular to the Congress party in 2006, and he led it. It was very clear that if you don't make him chief minister, he will break away and go. He will not stay with the party, because he was the adamant, aggressive politician at that time. He was given his term for 5 years, and I think during his term, he did alienate a lot of the party's old guard. So that old guard does not want to relegate its influence after such a humongous victory this time. And this is where the battle is. Honestly, I think the old guard versus Siddaramaiah, the outsider who came into the Congress and has sort of taken over the party in Karnataka, is really that. And I think it's going to boil down to two factors. One is, what does the party want for 2024 and who does it believe can deliver more Lok Sabha seats for it in 2024 under whose leadership? And the second is, who is it going to be able to control in terms of the party high command from Delhi? I think these two factors are crucial, and I don't think the battle is over, though there is a sense that it's tilting towards Siddaramaiah, but I don't think this is over till it's over. And loyalty of DK Shivakumar, ultimately, how far will he go is also a question that needs to be taken at this stage when you're going down. And now going to that region-wise graphic that you're talking about, Maha, I think there was a tactical shift in terms of how the vote share spread in Karnataka. If you take a region like Mumbai, Karnataka, the BJP lost 2.8% of its vote. The Congress gained 5.1% vote. This is the core BJP heartland of the Lingayat vote. Hubli, Dharwad, Belgaum, these areas. This is Mumbai, Karnataka. In Hyderabad, Karnataka, the BJP lost 3.5% vote and Congress gained 4.2% vote. The BJP's loss may be marginal, but in close contest, this turns into seats. So the Congress raiding into these two areas in terms of BJP's vote share. Coastal Karnataka, the BJP's vote share down by 3.1%. This was again a heartland of the BJP. The Congress's vote share was up by 2.8% in coastal Karnataka. Central Karnataka is where the BJP has lost 4.9% vote and the Congress up 7.5% vote. Bengaluru, BJP has actually increased its vote share by 5.3%, the Congress only by 1.0%, which is why you see those close contests in Bengaluru. The Dinesh Gundura winning by just over 100 votes, Soumya Reddy being declared loser because by a very close margin. So these close margin fights have happened in Bangalore, where some of the traditional Congress seats, you've seen the BJP rise. It's in the old Mysore region, if you take, which is the JDS heartland, where the BJP has gained by 2.8% in terms of its vote share, and Congress has gained 6.9% vote share. So the inference could be that large portion of the JDS vote, the JDS down to about 12-13% vote share this time from the usual 20% that it gets in an assembly election, the large percentage of the JDS vote has been split between the BJP and the Congress. Now, what does this show? It shows that the BJP's base is possibly expanding in Karnataka, which is why even with the same vote share of 36%, it's lost votes in its strongholds, it's gained some votes in the old Mysore region, it retained the old vote share, but has lost seats. The Congress has got an overwhelming increase in vote share in all regions, less in Bangalore. So the importance is, how are you going to translate this and take this forward into 2024? Which leader can take the party in its entirety as a state into that election? I think those factors will be crucial as they decide on who is going to take the top job in Karnataka.
Maya, you know, one of the arguments that is being presented is that the strike rate of the Congress party has been fairly high in the seats where the Bharat Jodo Yatra went through. So if the credit is to be divided between the regional leaders and the party top brass, then can the top brass say, let us make the decision as well? After all, we should also be credited for the victory here in Karnataka.
I think what the Congress has very much done this time is given much more weightage to local issues and to the local leaders as well. They have, of course, always, even during the Bharat Jodo Yatra as well, we did have Siddaramaiah literally running alongside Rahul Gandhi. We had DK Shivakumar also on the spot. It has at no time really been Rahul Gandhi only, as it has been with the BJP when we had Prime Minister Modi's rallies and all that. It's never been Rahul Gandhi presented as the face of the Congress. He has, of course, campaigned extensively, and while the Bharat Jodo Yatra was billed as non-political, it clearly did have quite a lot of impact. It stayed for a long time in Karnataka. Rahul Gandhi was in Karnataka for many, many days. He did address, he drew a lot of crowds, it drew a lot of attention, and it would definitely, I feel, though people say maybe not, I do think it would have had an impact on the voting as well. I don't think it would be at the expense of the importance given to the local leaders. I think that has been very much a factor in the Congress's success this time round in this election.
All right. So the local leaders, the MLAs, their views will be taken on board as the Congress says is the process in the party. But that meeting now is expected to start in about half an hour from now. So we'll keep going back to Bengaluru as well to get details. But right now, we'll take a very quick break. Welcome back. All eyes are now on the Congress party as to who it's going to choose as the next chief minister for Karnataka. This is also significant because Karnataka is a big victory for the Congress party and a morale booster in the run-up to 2024. Now, Sunil Prabhu sending us some details from Bengaluru at the moment, which suggests that the swearing-in ceremony is likely to take place on the 18th of May. The Gandhis and the party chief, that is Mallikarjun Kharge, will be present. Invitation to all national and like-minded leaders to be present will be sent. Let me go across to Sunil Prabhu, who sent us these details. Sunil, does this show that 18th of May is going to be a show of strength in some sense of the opposition?
That's what they're hoping to do. The last time round, they did that when the Congress had supported Mr. Kumaraswamy. They want to replicate this time. This is, of course, a Congress victory, but they want to, as you heard Mr. KC Venugopal tell NDTV this morning, they want to send that message of opposition so that all like-minded parties and opposition parties can come to show that if they fight together, they can take on the BJP-led NDA. The Congress president, as well as the former Congress presidents, along with Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, will be present. 18th has been chosen because it's the most auspicious date, and they would rather like to wait till that entire process of an auspicious time for the swearing in. So that's the reason for why it will take a few days for the swearing in ceremony. And as we speak, we're still waiting for Mr. DK Shivakumar. Mr. Siddaramaiah has entered the hotel for the Congress Legislature Party meeting, and hopefully in the next few minutes, once the observers and the other senior leaders emerge, there will be the Congress Legislature Party meeting will get underway, and then they will ascertain the views. There is definitely going to be a show of strength, and ultimately they will leave it to the High Command to take a call on how it should be, how they should go about doing that process.
All right, Sunil Prabhu, many thanks for joining us with all those details. Veera Raghav, if the idea is looking forward to 2024, then which of the two leaders would be better, perhaps?
Well, I think it's a tough one that you're putting in front of me, Maha. It practically means taking one side, but I think it's arguable, and I don't think anyone can dispute that Siddaramaiah is the larger, taller leader in terms of persona, in terms of across the state presence. He is also, remember, from the Janata movement, so he has his old links, he has links across political parties. He's also the one veteran leader who can take all sections along, and he has proven it before. But is that what the Congress wants? If it wants, the problem for Siddaramaiah is that there is animosity from the JDS towards Siddaramaiah. The JDS's animosity towards Siddaramaiah and the alienation of one caste group. For instance, in a district like Mandya, the Congress has won 6 of the 7 seats this time, which is a tremendous victory because the JDS had won 7 of the 7 seats in 2018. The Congress has increased its vote share in those regions. Now, how is it going to deal with the other opposition parties? How is it going to deal with the JDS? That's the negative that goes when it comes to a Siddaramaiah in that case. So I think as the party goes along, it's got to be a strategic decision where if you've chosen one, you cannot alienate the other. The other has to be adequately accommodated. I think that jostling is going to go on. It's not an easy task for the Congress to figure this out, but I guess they will do it. You have that graphic that's running on your screens, Maha, which we put together, which is just trying to list out the key positives and negatives of Siddaramaiah versus DK Shivakumar. This is just as observers. Obviously, politicians will have much deeper understanding of it, but as external observers, the first positive for DK Shivakumar is proximity and loyalty to the party high command, which he has demonstrated repeatedly, troubleshooter in crisis for the party, money power and links to have a firm grip on the MLAs if it comes to that, backing of the party's old guard and the AICC president himself at some stage. Then, in terms of negatives, is fighting the IT and ED cases on disproportionate income from the Vokkaliga caste, and that could alienate the other caste. Lesser experience, much lesser experience than Siddaramaiah, and doesn't have the stature that Siddaramaiah has. Popularity and influence is restricted to the old Mysore region. This is as far as DK Shivakumar is concerned. Siddaramaiah, positives, considered the most popular mass leader of the Congress party, and perhaps in Karnataka, in the absence of Yediyurappa, has the influence in all regions and across political parties, experience of completing a full term as chief minister, firm backing of his loyalists and some powerful senior Congress MLAs as well, because you see, these are people who worked in his cabinet between 2013 and 18, and after SM Krishna, he's the only chief minister to have completed a full term in office. And also, after even Ramakrishna Hegde, 1983 to 85, had called for a mid-term election when he got re-elected to office. Siddaramaiah would be, one of those chief ministers, if he gets the office this time, somebody who's completed a 5-year term, returning as chief minister, which is very rare in Karnataka. The negatives has alienated the party's old guard, as I mentioned, considered authoritarian by his detractors. Influence of the party high command on Bengaluru will be limited if it is under Siddaramaiah. Animosity with the JDS may cost the Vokkaliga vote and alienate that section in ahead of the election. So just laying this out, it's anybody's game at the moment, but of course, as most people are seeing, scales may be tilting towards Siddaramaiah, but let's wait and watch.
Yes, absolutely. Syed Asad Abbas wants to make a point. Go ahead.
Yes. As a matter of fact, almost all the points that Mr. Raghav made, I completely agree with it. Let me tell you, I've been watching this very closely. First thing is, hearty congratulations to we the people of Karnataka. We wanted a stable government. Therefore, fractured government isn't good. And therefore, the need arises for a stable chief minister candidate who is non-tainted, who is a mass leader, enjoys the popularity, and is able to take everybody along, inclusive. One very important point Mr. Raghav made previously was that if Siddaramaiah is, disturbed now, there might lead to a breaking away of sorts. Because I will tell you what happened. Back then, when the coalition of JDS and Congress broke out, it was not just Operation Kamala. समझदार को इशारा काफी है महाजी and Raghav Saab that Dr. Sudhakar, S.T. Somshekhar, Muni Ratna, these were the staunch loyalists of Siddaramaiah in accordance with one, and then we saw how they shifted the camp. So this is a high possibility. And let me tell you, an Ashok Gehlot is seen as a wily old fox in the clever political space. Mind you, a Siddaramaiah will beat him and make him run for his money any given day. So therefore, if the high command of the Congress Barbari culture could bend down to Ashok Gehlot, and let me tell you, this man is much better to be a leader any given day. When the high command could not control an Ashok Gehlot, I do not see any chance of coming through. And the Congress spokesperson said, just 10 seconds I'm done. The Congress spokesperson said it's not right to make a comment. Respected sir, I do not belong to a Congress party. I don't have to toe the party line. This is my independent views as a Kannadiga youth, and I will present that.
All right. Fair enough. You've made your point there, but Veera Raghav wants to...
Maha, just quickly. I don't think one should arrive at any conclusion at the moment. This is going down to the wire. It's not an easy decision to make. They will have to make it. Look, while one may see the positives on both sides, I think it's important that we recognize that this is not over till it's over. You can have those last ball overs in politics that can really change things ultimately at the end of the day. We'll have to see how this plays out, Maha. So I guess we need to wait for the CLP meeting
Mr.
to
Raghav,
be over.
I bet my television space on this.
All right.
I bet my career on this. Siddaramaiah is a
all
CM.
of you just hold on to your thoughts here, because there are several people who are being credited for this victory. It's not just as sometimes is the case of the party top brass working hard or the regional leaders working hard. For the Congress party as well, the manner in which their campaign, the entire campaign was visualized was also very important. The Congress's victory in the assembly polls in Karnataka with a historic 136 on Saturday is attributed considerably to the prominent role played by Sunil Kanugulu, a 41-year-old low-profile strategist and Congress member who crafted the campaign and did not let the party lose sight of it till the end. Vasudha Venugopal explains how he turned the Congress story around in Karnataka.
So be it running an aggressive campaign against the BJP in Karnataka or getting data that would actually tell you what the mood on ground is, the Congress got a lot of things right in the Karnataka elections. The party got a comfortable majority yesterday against the BJP. One of the things that the Congress got right was that it got a political strategist on its side. Sunil Kanugalu is also a Congress member who was working with the Congress party throughout the Karnataka campaign. In fact, he was one of the most prominent faces who led the party's campaign not get digressed with other issues. Sunil has worked with other parties in the past. He's worked with the BJP, DMK and AIDMK, but he joined the Congress last year, so it was just not professional management of the polls by the Congress. Sunil has been working in Karnataka for the last 1 year, and there have been certain focus areas. He also has a strengths. For instance, he believes in building personal equations with the other prominent leaders who were driving the campaign, like Siddaramaiah, Randeep Surjewala and DK Shivakumar. So in a way, the whole poll management of the party, the campaign management was also integrated with the everyday lives of these politicians. The other thing that Sunil focused on was field surveys. So the Congress was aware of what the issues on ground were, so they could alter their campaign very strategically. They came up with guarantees, 5 guarantees that the Congress came up with regarding income support to women and unemployed youth, because it was Sunil's field surveys that showed that price rise and unemployment were both important issues that needed some urgent redressal by the party. Sunil has, like I said, he has worked with parties in the past. He comes from a market research background, and his insistence on having a very aggressive campaign really worked for the Congress. It started with the PCM campaign that he brought out a few months ago. Now, at that time, a lot of detractors pointed out that corruption is not that big an issue in South India, but he was relentless at it, and it sort of created an atmosphere of questioning the BJP and putting the party on the back foot. Later on, the guarantees followed. So in a way, having Sunil Kanugalu on the side of the Congress really helped the party, because this is probably for the first time that the party put across professional poll management. It was data driven, and it relied a lot on professional expertise, but not just people working as outsiders, but people who were integrated with their own leaders.
Let me take a quick response from Bhaskar Ghosh. We are heading into a break, Bhaskar Ghosh, so I'll request you to keep it short. Has the Congress this time, as far as strategizing for a campaign, beaten the BJP at its own game? Because the BJP is known for going to the level of getting their campaign right at the grassroots in such a minuscule manner.
Yeah, first of all, I'm telling you the fundamental difference between the BJP strategist and the Congress strategist is the Congress strategist joined the Congress in just 1 year back and is trying to strategize like the PK has done for different political parties. But BJP works in a different style through its own cadres and through its own karyakartas from grassroots level, that means from booth level up to the topmost level. And there are regular interaction between the topmost level and the booth levels. Till the booth levels, the topmost level comes down, and the booth level also reports to the mandal level, and this is a very integrated system.
But
and
you
as
also
far as the research is concerned,
hired professional help in the past, haven't you?
No. I'm talking about the recent times after Mr. Amit Shah has taken in charge as the main strategist for all these BJP elections. And he has got backup support. The main strategy is developed in different states. And number one. Number two, and that is why BJP can retain its own share. We are not lost. We have retained its own shares. If you go on in segmental statistics, maybe we are losing here and there, but total retention of our vote bank is intact as far as Karnataka is concerned. That again shows the strength of the BJP's election management and election strategies.
But your
and
vote share has gone down in several of the regions, as was being explained by Veera Raghav.
I'm telling you, it has gone down. Yes, I was observing it. It has gone down several regions. The Bengaluru region has come up. The old Mysore, we have also slightly we are up. So overall, throughout the Karnataka, our vote sharing is intact. Keeping in mind the ups and downs, And that is
All right, we have to take a very quick break. I think Veeraraghava wants to dispute that point very quickly.
Quick question. I think the BJP should respond. Who's going to be the leader of opposition? Not about the chief minister of the Congress party. I think who's going to be the leader of opposition in Karnataka?
As far as the BJP's leader of opposition is concerned, we are very clear that we have got a parliamentary board, and the parliamentary board will decide with the help of the state machineries and state leaders.
So all Bengaluru decisions are made in Delhi.
No, this is not Delhi. This is a parliamentary board. Even Mr. Yedurappa is also the part of the parliamentary
all
board.
right. We really
so it
have
is
to
not
take a break at
participated
this
from Delhi.
juncture.
It is also participated by the respective state also.
All right. Let's take a quick break and we'll be back. Taking a very quick break right now.